There we go. So we have the Internet Number Resource Status Report as of 30 June. The third quarter just ended Saturday, so we don't have the third quarter stats yet. Did I move that? Okay. Leslie gave this briefing, this presentation back in New Orleans, and why is it going so? Step away from the podium. And she, she mentioned the fact that the Registration Services Coordination Group was working on a new slide presentation with new statistics. We're still working on that, so even though we hope that the last time you saw it in New Orleans was the last time, but it's not. This could be the last time because I understand we're trying to have it ready that RIPE can do the initial test run at their next meeting in Dubai, I think the week after next. So this could be the last time you see this particular presentation, and you should get to see the new one in April. So I don't know where we are. This is almost the end. This isn't working at all. Looks like they have it. Looks like it's on auto present. Are you controlling it now? No, I can't do anything.
Stand by, we're working on a little haunted presentation problem.
I could sing, can't dance.
You mean you're able to sing?
Okay.
You should have it, John.
And can you get me back to the start? That's not the start. I want to go back. I want to be at the first slide so I can start. Please. There you go. All right. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Hold the applause. Be here all week. Internet Number Resource Status Report. As I said, it's this only up to the second quarter because the third quarter just ended, and we haven't gotten them compiled yet because somebody was away from the office attending meetings. Okay, maybe I'll just talk fast and try to keep up. So this is the IPv4 space. What's the status of the 256/8s? We still have those unavailable 35 that are reserved at IANA. We still have 91 that were given out by the central registries. That would be IANA, SRI, NIC, DoD, NIC, and InterNIC leading up to ARIN. And the other RIRs, I stole that information from Leslie's last presentation. And then we have the 130 that have been given out to the RIRs since the RIRs system has come into place. And as you can see there in the breakout, AP-NIC has 45, ARIN 36, AFRINIC 5, LACNIC 9, and RIPE NCC 35. So it's an eye test. Okay, so currently the available, as of the end of second quarter, available IPv4/8s in each RIR. Not a whole lot of change from the last time. AFRINIC has 0.83, AP-NIC 0.37, ARIN is still 0. LACNIC is 26 and 0.26, and RIPE NCC is 0.75, and those are all mostly due to the last/8 austerity policies that they have in each of the regions. I will note we did get, I think it was a /21 worth of IPv4 September 1st from IANA. All 5 of the RIRs got that /21 worth. ARIN's case, we immediately turned around and handed out to the wait list, whoever's next on the wait list. March, there'll be a well, I don't want to steal Ayanna's thunder, but March there'll be a /22, and then I think September of 23, and that'll be it, I think, for that space. So IPv4 address space issued RIRs to customers in /8s. As you can see, hasn't really changed much since the last meeting or the meeting before that. I'm not going to read through all those. You can see them. It's not that interesting. Okay, ASN assignments, RIRs to customers. This graph just really shows that, you know, ASNs we've been doling them out pretty steady over the years. And it's pretty much, you know, there's been some shift in how many have gone out of each RIR, but for the most part, it's pretty steady. There's no big surprises here. 4-byte ASN assignments. Yeah, the thing here is just to show that it's, you know, it's growing. It's mostly 4-byte ASNs. I don't believe there's, this is one of the slides we probably won't report on anymore because an ASN today is an ASN. We have very, very few people that end up getting a 4-byte that come back and ask for a 2-byte. So, you know, this slide it's good, I guess, for the purpose that it served when there were issues with a lot of people. If they got issued a 4-byte, they would kind of have to come back and say, can't really use this. My upstream provider says they can't peer with me. They can't set up a BGP session with me unless I have a 2-byte. So we'd exchange for a 2-byte. But for the most part, that's pretty much done. I think maybe we've had 2 this year that have said they needed to exchange it. Why does it check twice? Okay, I think we skipped over a slide, but maybe it wasn't an important slide. I don't know. Can you get me? Are you doing it or am I doing it? Okay, all right, so then we did. Okay, so I'm going to put it, I'm going to let you do it, Carrie. I'm going to put it down. Yeah, it's a good, thank you. 4-byte ASN assignments. Like I said, I guess this was very important before, but it's something we're changing this to just will be ASNs. Forward. And then what's still pertinent today, and what's going to be pertinent for quite a while, is the IPv6 address space. How much has been allocated to the RIRs? Each RIR is still working off their initial /12. As you can see, there was a /3 reserve for the global unicast, and then each one of the RIRs have their /12s. We can go back and ask for more when we're past 50% utilization. Some, I think, maybe ARIN with its reserved, and RIPE maybe is over 50%, but neither one of us have chosen to go back yet. Maybe it's a stare down. Who's going to be the first one to go back and ask for some? Maybe it's not. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next slide. IPv6 allocations, RIRs to LIRs and ISPs. You know, there's nothing real surprising there. It shows RIPE's been the leader in giving out IPv6 allocations with the usual culprits right behind them: APNIC, ARIN, LACNIC, and AFRINIC. Okay. And this is just a pie chart of that graph. This is the totals from January '99 to June to present. And again, no surprises there. Next. IPv6 assignments to RIRs, from RIRs to the end users. It's a little bit different there. APNIC, as you notice in 2015, 2016, AP-NIC, either through policy or some other method, started giving out a lot of IPv6 assignments to their end users and jumped right up there to lead the pack. Maybe it's their IPv4. They ran out of IPv4 first. I don't know. Next slide. And there's your cumulative from 2002 to 2017. RIPE and ARIN are still have assigned out the most to end users, but AP-NIC is quickly catching up, and AFRINIC and LACNIC are doing their thing and handing out their assignments to their end users. Next. So, percentage of members with both IPv4 and IPv6 in each RIR. You see LACNIC has a very high percentage of their members that have both IPv4 and IPv6. RIPE is almost 3/4. ARIN, we went past the 50% a few meetings ago, and we climb about 2% a year is what we've been doing over the last couple of years. And AP-NIC's right there, you know, we're over 50%. We'd like to really see that grow. Maybe we need some kind of policy that would help that. I don't know. And then AFRINIC's at 35. Next. That was the last slide with statistics. These are the links to where those statistics are kept. And next. Thank you.
Any questions for John on the number status resource report? Okay, far microphone. Go ahead, Louis.
The hat.
Louis Lee, Google Fiber, and NRO Number Council. This is Louis' hat. If you would just flip back to slide number 2, the first slide after the title slide. So you have some addresses listed as being from the central registry, 91/8. As some of these addresses get transferred and come under RSA, does it actually change your numbers here, or are you just reflecting initial status on things?
This is initial status. It's not going to change. We're not going to try to track and say, oh, wow, one of those 91/8s is now like as in the RIR system. We're not going to. This is historical and won't change unless those reserved, those not available 35 all of a sudden become available. That's probably the only thing that could change, and I don't see that happening.
Thank you.
Okay, over here.
Owen DeLong, Akamai. If you could go to the comparison of IPv6 allocations by registries. Next one.
Next one.
Next one.
That one?
Is that the number of blocks allocated, or is that the number of 48s allocated, or?
Blocks.
Okay. It would be interesting to see how the relative size of those, as in, you know, the relative number of 64s allocated by the different registries rather than just the number of assignments.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I believe that is one of the new slides that will be in the new deck. We actually were doing that.
Okay, excellent.
Very good.
And I think that covers it. Thanks.
Okay,
Okay.
far right mic.
Rob Seastrom, New Star, ARIN AC. I think it's one or two more slides further down. I'd like to see the people who have both IPv4 and V6. There we go. That's the slide I'm looking for. So I would be interested in another statistic related to this as a point of information. And I know I apologize for handing you what's going to be an enormous pain for data reduction. But I think that the overwhelming majority of IPv4 addresses that get issued end up in the DFC. And I would be interested in what percentage of the V6 that's been issued actually is ending up routed.
Turn around and ask that guy behind you.
Excellent.
Sorry, Jeff.
Am I going to be happy or sad?
Okay, back over here.
Patrick Gilmore, Markley Group, ARIN Board. This is the slide I wanted, so yay. Of the 55.48% that is ARIN, I'm wondering how many, does that include legacy holders? Because my guess is that they're not asking for V6 and then we can't match them up. Or if they do ask for V6, it'll look like it's a separate organization. And relatedly, do we have anybody who has only V6?
Yes, we do, and that'll be in my departmental report tomorrow. It's not one of the stats we collect for the combined RSCG and NRO stats, but it was requested by one of our ARIN members, and we now report that in my report tomorrow. I'll have that.
Right, but if you take the legacy holders out, what does that 55% become? Because none of the legacy holders are going to ask for a V6 under their, unless they've signed an LRSA, right?
I can actually get back to you, Patrick, with that answer. I have somebody in my department that can do that. He's very good at doing that kind of stuff, but we don't collect that. All the RIers don't collect that, so it wouldn't show up in this report. But
It just seems like it would make our position.
I can get that for you before this meeting is over.
Okay. Far right mic. Yes. That's you,
No one
Jeff.
on my far right. Jeff Houston, APNIC. This is a suggestion to you and your NRO colleagues when you prepare future versions of this report. There is an implicit assumption when you talked about the free pools that either addresses were in the free pool or they were allocated. And as you're probably aware, there is this third category which is called reserved. And there are resources of both IPv6, V4 and AS numbers that are held by the RIRs for various reasons in this reserved category. It would be informative of the total picture in the context of this report to at some point also list those quantities that are being held in this manner. Not for any other reason in this context other than to show the complete picture. Because, there is a significant area. So it's not you, John, it's you and your colleagues, and it's not this report.
Yeah, and we totally agree with you, Jeff, and we've had the discussion. Matter of fact, we've had very deep discussions on that. We're actually trying to do that in the new presentation that we're going to start showing. But there was, as you can imagine, every RIR calls this category something different from this category, and if you try to put it all under that category, then it means different things to different communities. So we're trying to iron all that out before we present.
I appreciate it, but actually when we jointly publish, we call the lot reserved.
Yes.
Okay, and last question, go ahead.
Good morning, Dmitry Burkov, RIPE-NCC. Maybe I will repeat one question, but with different nuances. I like this picture. What I missed on this picture, it's central registry holders. Do you have any assumptions? How many IPv6 percentage among central registry address space holders?
Okay, repeat the question part one more time.
What's missed here? We have 5 RIRs, but also remember about central registry. If you will join this picture, it's a question. How many IPv6 allocated in reality by holders from central registry? Legacy.
I see. All right, we'll need to
Do
take...
you have any assumptions? Because only you as ARIN still have more information for such analysis.
Got it. I need
And
to take
a
that...
significant part, you remember, it's a lot of, it's huge, how we can estimate the real IPv6 deployment.
Understood. Yeah, this isn't very good at showing the level of deployment. We've got to think about that one. I'll get with John on it. Thank you, Dimitri. Okay, that ends our member resource report. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Glad I could provide some humor this morning. Thank you.